Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to our seminar today. My name is Eleanor, and I'm the owner here at Myco Pet. Myco is short for mycology, which is the study of fungi. So today in our seminar, we're going to be talking about skin issues in dogs and cats. We're going to learn how to understand the gut-skin axis and the natural support that we can provide to our furry friends. So here at Myco Pet, we produce all natural mushroom-based supplements, and everything is supercharged with pre, pro, and postbiotics, colostrum, and beta-glucans, so that we can target the root causes of ailments rather than simply covering up symptoms. Our supplements are the natural alternative to vaccines, antibiotics, and other drugs like flea and tick. So many customers these days are looking for natural alternatives to these chemicals because we've seen how they've damaged our bodies and our pets' bodies, right? With reactions, allergic reactions, even seizures. So this is what we're offering. Now, I have my Master's of Science degree from the University of Waterloo, where I did my research in health science. I actually researched dementia, which is really interesting because we now have fungi that are active in neurotrophic factors. So we actually can build back neurons. And this is all applicable to animals as well. So that's a little bit of a side note, but we can come back to that later. I also did my undergraduate degree at the University of Western Ontario, and I'm a pet parent like everyone else who has been through it all with the allergies, the yeast infections, ear infections, itchy paws, hot spots, anal gland impaction, really stinky breath, just like all the skin stuff that we all deal with. Lastly, both of my parents are veterinarians, equine veterinarians actually, so I've kind of been in this world my entire life. Health, wellness, natural, and veterinary science. So today we are going to be looking at the common skin conditions that are out there. We're going to explore that gut-skin axis. Then we're going to look at preventative and therapeutic strategies and learn about functional ingredients that support skin health. So first off, how many of you in your pet stores or salons or wherever have dogs or cats coming in with skin issues? Yeah, like pretty much everyone. In fact, in vet clinics, 25% of the vet visits are related to skin conditions. What's really interesting though, I'm just going to flip to the next slide. So if you look at the top 3 reasons why people go to the vet: skin conditions, ear infections, GI issues for dogs, UTIs, dental issues, and skin conditions for cats. Did you know that all of these issues are rooted within the same root area? It's all in the gut. Everything. Everything here can be healed through the gut microbiome. And that's what we do. Our gut and immunity supplement here is what's going to recalibrate that gut from the inside out and allow the body to heal itself naturally. That's what our bodies are made to do. Whether you're a dog, a cat, a human, it doesn't matter. It's all in the gut. Now, just flipping back, let's look at the toll that these issues are having on our animals as well as ourselves. First of all, the cost, like the financial cost. You go to the vet, you're paying $150 when you walk through the door, right? Before they even put their hands on your animal. Maybe they don't even put their hands on your animal and check them out. They just write a prescription. But there you go. There's your prescription cost. How much is that? Probably a couple hundred. Then you'll likely get some side effects. Okay, now you're going back to the vet. It's another $150 through the door, and add another medication. And then another. And then you have to go refill. You're easily at $1,000 within 2 months, and this is a reoccurring cycle. It is nonstop. The thing that drugs are really good for is acute issues. But everything that's going on with our animals is chronic. So we don't want to continue with these chemicals in our animals because it's just going to continue to hurt them, not only our wallet, but their health and wellness. We're going to be up at night because of the emotional toll that it's having, and our animals are suffering. We don't want that. So here are some common skin conditions that we deal with: atopic dermatitis, allergies, whether it's from food, the environment, or contact, yeast infections. Now, yeast infections, I should mention, again, it's coming from that gut microbiome. And the gut starts in the mouth, goes all the way to the bum, right? So if you're getting itchy paws like this, the paws are getting yeast on them from the mouth, right? The dog licks their paws, puts the yeast on there, and it grows, starts to eat their paws, their skin, gets very, very itchy and uncomfortable. What do? They lick again, right? That's soothing, the cool, the wet, the evaporation of their saliva. It has a cooling effect, but they're adding more yeast to it. And it's a vicious cycle. It just gets worse and worse and worse. With dandruff, autoimmune conditions, these are still all rooted within that gut microbiome. Hot spots, again, that is again an issue of yeast or a bacterial on the fur, right? And then you start to see hair loss. So how are we going to fix that? Again, it's in the gut. So some conventional treatments that veterinarians are using for these skin issues are things like antihistamines, Benadryl, right? Antibiotics, immunosuppressants like Apoquel, steroids like prednisone, and of course, prescription diets, vegetarian diets, what's it called? What's the protein where they hydrolyzed protein? These issues is not a protein issue. These issues are an immune system issue. The reason why we're seeing my dog has a chicken allergy or my dog has a duck allergy, it's not an allergy to the protein at all. It's actually an issue of how we're farming those animals. We are injecting them full of antibiotics, hormones, and other chemicals, which all go into the gut, and you are what you eat, right? So if you're eating meat that has antibiotics all in it, you're eating those antibiotics too, and it's destroying your gut microbiome. You know, if you go to the doctor and you go on antibiotics, a good doctor or a good pharmacist is going to tell you that you should also take probiotics at the same time. They know it is destroying the good and the bad bacteria, and you need to recalibrate your gut microbiome with those good probiotics. That's what our gut and immunity supplement does. So the gut-skin axis, like I say, it's all in the gut. The gut is intimately tied to the skin. So if you have something going on the outside, you know it's coming in from the inside. It's coming in from your gut. So the gut microbiome needs to be balanced in order to modulate the immune system. Did you know that 70 to 80% of the immune system actually lies within the gut? That's why our supplement is called Gut and Immunity. It's pretty much one and the same, right? So if you're having infections all the time, it's in your gut, it's your immune system, it's depleted. Allergies, it's an overreactivity of the immune system. Mushrooms and probiotics, colostrum, and the beta-glucans that we use in our formulas modulate your immune system so it reacts properly to stimuli, not over and not under, right? Another common issue of the gut that's causing issues in the skin is leaky gut syndrome. How many of you guys have heard of that? Yeah, a couple. So leaky gut syndrome is where the tight junctions in your small intestine, it's like the little separations where nutrients can flow into the blood, they're too wide. So this is causing food and feces to leak into your body and into your blood, as well as pathogens. So it's toxic. It causes a lot of inflammation. It's very, very bad for you. Colostrum is like the healer of leaky gut, as well as probiotics. So again, that's why we have those ingredients in our formula. We can heal leaky gut really quickly with our supplements, both the gut and immunity and the lean mass. The lean mass actually has a lot more colostrum in it per serving than the gut and immunity does. That's why in very severe cases of skin issues, we'll use both of those supplements together. So signs of gut imbalance in pets. Well, it's literally those symptoms that we've already gone over, right? Chronic skin conditions, digestive problems, stinky breath, stinky pet. Like a lot of people say, oh, my dog or my cat smells like Doritos, right? Who's heard of that? Yeah, yeah. That's yeast, by the way. Okay, for that, again, gut and immunity. But if you have something external, you can use Protect. Protect uses the compound called hypochlorous acid. Who's heard of that? Not many, but some. Okay. So hypochlorous is actually produced in our white blood cells. It's a natural compound used to kill pathogens in our own bodies, as well as accelerate wound healing. Totally natural, totally non-toxic, highly effective. In fact, it's 99.9% effective, and it's very fast acting in only 1 to 3 minutes. You can compare it to things like colloidal silver, hydrogen peroxide, alcohol that a lot of people use as a disinfectant. Comparing it to, say, colloidal silver is only 70 to 90% effective, but it's very slow. It actually takes 5 to 10 minutes to even get to that effectiveness rate. Nobody's doing that though, right? Nobody's sitting there with their pet making sure the area stays wet with colloidal silver for 5 to 10 minutes. With Protect, 1 to 3 minutes, totally doable. Absolutely. And you're getting to 99.9%. Some other signs of gut imbalance: anal gland impaction, immune sensitivity, those are your allergies, right? Food or environment or contact, even behavioral changes. This is a really cool other link between the gut and the brain. So a lot of anxiety is coming from a gut imbalance. A lot of people don't know this. You can actually see, so with our focus and calm, this is again why we're focusing again on the gut, but also the rest of the body. So we're using our probiotics in there, as well as reishi and chaga mushroom, colostrum, beta-glucans, and magnesium this time. The magnesium is giving you more of a body relaxation effect, right? We know it's a really good muscle relaxant. So with the mind and body working together in this one, you're getting a full relaxation without sedation, right? We don't want to drug our animals, right? We just want to relax them and fix that root cause. Just like you and I, if I have an upset stomach, I'm probably pretty cranky, right? I'm like, leave me alone. Let me go lay down and curl up in a ball until this passes. It's the same in our animals. If they have an upset stomach, you'll likely to see behavioral changes in them. Great. So some holistic strategies to support pet health. Of course, diet is everything, right? What you put in your body is really what you are. So if you're eating GMO, genetically modified organisms, these are organisms that our bodies don't actually recognize as food. Instead, our bodies recognize them as pathogens, which means we're turning on the immune system and we're going into an inflammatory state. When we're in chronic inflammation, this is causing a ton of issues within our bodies and our brains, right? We really want to limit that. So stay away from GMOs. This is any grain in North America is genetically modified. Myself, if I eat grain or pasta, coming from Italy. There they have laws, you're not allowed to use GMO. You also want to go organic because you don't want to be consuming pesticides. Again, these are things that are like chemicals and killing our cells, and our bodies are going into an inflammatory state. Sugar as well, and of course, antibiotics and hormones. Antibiotics will destroy that gut, and that's really what you need. It's the soul of your health, the gut microbiome. Adaptogens, who's heard of that word before? Yeah? Okay, great. So you guys are like my mushroom folk. So adaptogens are compounds or foods that help us to adapt to stressful scenarios. Mushrooms are incredible for adapting to stress, right? We have reishi is colloquially termed the mushroom of life or the fountain of youth. It's good for pretty much everything from blood glucose levels, like diabetes, cholesterol, brain health, all of it, right? So this will, along with like chaga. Let's talk about chaga really quick. Everybody knows blueberries, right? Eat your blueberries for your antioxidants. That's what all the marketing has said. Blueberries, there's a score called ORAC, and it's the oxidizing potential or getting rid of the oxidation, right? With blueberries, they score at 5,000. And the higher you are, the better. Chaga mushroom scores at 100 to 150,000. It's like way, way, way better. So if you need antioxidants, right, help to fight cancer, help to fight oxidation of your cells and your tissues and atherosclerosis in your blood vessels, eat chaga. Give your dogs and cats chaga mushrooms. Okay. So we kind of covered a little bit of these mushrooms already, like chaga and reishi. But turkey tail, who sees turkey tail when they go on their hikes? Right? It's like the most common mushroom here in North America. You can like go outside and you'll find it. Turkey tail has been heavily studied in Japan as the cancer mushroom. So this mushroom is actually used in cancer treatments alongside chemo and radiation and other therapeutics for cancer, but it has had incredible results. In fact, adding mushrooms into your regimen of therapy for cancer treatment is showing increased survivability rates of 80%. Absolutely incredible. So our gut and immunity does have turkey tail in it, and we too have anecdotal evidence of healing animals with cancer, which is absolutely incredible. Cordyceps mushroom is this really cool one. This is the mushroom that people use for zombie movies and zombie TV shows. So this one takes over an insect's nervous system, makes them like crawl right up a tree right to the end, and then it fruits and sporulates so that it like passes all of its seeds or spores in fungal terms, and like has a better opportunity for survival. So it makes it crawl. It's really crazy. But this one is really good for energy production. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, that's the energy molecule in our bodies. And it also helps to support the immune system. Again, gut and immunity has these 4 mushrooms in it, plus lion's mane. So we have 5 mushroom species in our gut and immunity formula. So, like I said already, we do have those 5 mushrooms with the pre, the pro, the postbiotics. I should ask, do you guys know what prebiotics are? Yeah? Yeah, so just for the ones that don't, prebiotics are the food for probiotics. Everything living needs a food source, otherwise it dies. This is one thing that kind of sets us apart from other companies because a lot of companies don't add prebiotics to their probiotic. So often, when it gets to the animal, it's already dead or it dies very quickly. Right? And you need them to colonize in your gut to continue to give the benefits that they do. Who knows what postbiotics are? Some, few, less. So postbiotics are the enzymes or metabolites that probiotics produce. So these are the things that help us to digest our food and kill other competing organisms like yeast in our bodies. So we have all of those in there. Colostrum, who knows what colostrum is? Yeah, most people. So for those that don't, colostrum is the first about 72 hours of milk production after giving birth. It's very, very high in immunoglobulins, IgG and IgA. Has a lot of growth factors and hormones in it. It's like the stuff that, our babies need to grow really, really fast and protect themselves fast from this totally new environment that everything is trying to kill them, right? So colostrum is colloquially termed liquid gold. Yeah. And lastly, who knows what beta glucans are? Yeah, this is a bit of a newer one. So beta glucans is a type of polysaccharide, so type of sugar, but a good sugar. Works both as a fiber, but also as an immune support. So a ton of research has been done on these molecules, and it's showing immune modulation, so boosting and reducing it down in order to effectively smooth out that immune system so it's responding appropriately to the stimuli. Yeah. Great. Does anybody have any questions yet? Right now where we're at? No? Okay. Great. Okay. So I brought 2 case studies with us, and you guys may have heard we just filmed on Dragon's Den on Sunday last week. Yay. And the 2 case studies that I'm going to show you today is actually 2 of the dogs that I brought with me on stage. So this one is Trevor. He's a West Highland Terrier, and he's 4 years old. He used to lick his feet. The photo's kind of bad on this screen, but it's very, very red, very raw. Fur is pretty much gone there. He would also scoot his bum a lot, and he would lick himself so much, even at night, that everyone could hear him in the house, and everyone was awake, right? It's common. It's a common story. So we gave him the gut and immunity, of course, and within 2 hours, he stopped licking. It was like, oh my gosh, like my stomach is like settled. Oh my goodness. They couldn't believe it. Most people can't believe it. Now, not everyone gets results that quickly, but it does happen. Now, funny enough, he won't actually eat his food unless the supplement is in it. He's like waiting. He's like, Daddy. Okay. So our next case study, this is Harlow. This is a Cocker Spaniel and she's 7 years old. She had a ton of tear staining, like black. Even like the ends of her ears were kind of gross. She started on our gut and immunity supplement again. And within 1 week, that's what she looked like. And she has a pretty decent social media following. You can find her on Instagram. And her followers actually started commenting in those comments. They're like, what are you doing different? Because Harlow's tear stains are gone. Like, tell me now. So she's actually one of our brand ambassadors now, which is pretty cool. Awesome. Oh, yeah. It's a Dragon's Den. So I know we touched on a couple of our other products here. The Protect Disinfectant Spray, again, that'll be sprayed directly on any area, hot spot, where you're seeing them itch or lick at themselves. Skin or fur discoloration. You can even do it like right on their bum, in their ears, eyes, wherever. Because it's natural and it's like native to our bodies, it doesn't sting and it's non-toxic. Totally safe. They can lick it off. It's okay. Excuse me. Joint and mobility, I have this one up here because a lot of animals that are coming to us have been on Apoquil, prednisone, Benadryl. These are all drugs that are heavy on the kidneys and liver, right? The kidneys and liver are vital organs to life. You need them in order to live, right? That means they're going to be priority number one for our bodies to heal. Our bodies are very, very intelligent. So although you and I are like, I need the ears to stop, I need my dog to stop itching his legs, the body's like, no, no, no. All my resources are going to healing those organs or I'm going to die. So our joint and mobility, we'll combine it with the gut and mobility or gut and immunity in these instances in order to detox the liver and the kidneys, right? You need to detox them at the same time as you're trying to heal that gut. Otherwise, although you want to change on the outside, the animal's like, I need to focus on my organs. The other one, lean mass, like I said earlier, we're going to add that in if you have a really severe case of gut dysbiosis, if you're suspecting leaky gut syndrome or something like that. And before, like I said, focus and calm is going to be for those instances where you're seeing a behavioral change, and it's because of the gut microbiome is totally out of whack. Oh, one last thing. Quality of our ingredients. Everything is human grade. I actually take my supplements myself every day. I use it for autoimmune condition called lupus, IBS when I feel it coming on, and just to keep myself healthy because I do shows like this all the time and I'm coming in contact with thousands of people every week. So I'm coming in contact with everybody's germs. So before I would get sick like every 3 months and I'd be sick for at least a month, if not 6 weeks. Now I'm go like 11 months without getting sick. Awesome. That's all we have. Thank you. Thank you. Who has some questions? Comments? Yeah.
What would be the best one, would you say, for seasonal allergy, like the gut immunity?
Yes, exactly.
And if you're already taking, like, say, bee pollen.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, there are no contraindications to our formulas with other medications or supplements. Yeah. If you guys want to see, these are, try to tilt them. These are mushrooms. These are real mushrooms. So this guy I actually grew myself. This is reishi. It's very common in Asia, tropical areas. This is turkey tail. This is the one you're going to see when you go out for a hike. This is your cancer mushroom. These guys, these are cordyceps. They're like little fingers, right? Nice and bright and orange. This is lion's mane. Usually she's white, but I dried her, so she goes brown. But like when you see her fresh, she is so cool. She has these really cool spines. When you cook her, you like slice it into tranches, fry it in butter and garlic, and it tastes like lobster or crab. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. These guys are king trumpets. These ones have a high amount of vitamin D and ergothioneine in them. Very, very good for your bones. Also, I use them or I promote them for animals that are having like bad teeth issues, right? Like your chihuahuas that are always losing their teeth, or you got periodontitis going on. This will help to remineralize the bone. And lastly, this is chaga. So chaga is like black and kind of gold. Yeah, these like almost exclusively grow on birch trees. So look for your white trees and you'll likely find some chaga on there. Cool. All right. Any last questions? If not, I am going to be over at my booth at booth number 421. And if you have any personal questions then, you can see me there. Awesome. Thanks, guys.